Hello and welcome to this morning time, late morning taste challenge. We have two Canadian blended whiskeys, 80 proof. This is Barristers, imported Barristers, Canadian Gold, very light Canadian whiskey, a blend, extra fine quality. Canada's finest, it says. Wow. Imagine that. Canada's finest whiskey for only $9.99 at Total Wine and More. Can't get over it. Bottled by Wellington Distillers Products Company, Scobeyville, New Jersey. In other words, Laird Company, because I was just looking at the Laird Company website where it's listed. But they just listed, they don't say anything about it. They just say 80 proof bottle. Very light Canadian whiskey, they claim. And they're showing a crown for the Dominion of Canada, Queen Elizabeth II, although I don't think she ever wore a crown that elaborate. And there's a lion, two lions holding up the shield. So a royal whiskey. So it's been on the market since 1962. It's aged 3 years, the minimum. I want to go back to the website in a minute. Okay, Forty Creek Premium Barrel Select Oak Age and Crafted for Smoothness Canadian Whiskey, 40 Creek Distillery, Ontario, Canada. Established 1992. Canadian Whiskey, Canadian. Embossed brown bottle. You want brown because the glass protects the whiskey from light damage. The clear will not do that. Campari. It's a Campari brand now. The founder, John Hall, sold out to Campari. So, multiple gold medal winner, that's for sure. The rain is coming sooner than I thought, so I got to get going on this so I can go walking. Has this one ever won any medals? Well, I don't know. Maybe. Both screw caps, metal screw cap. FC 40 Creek. I won't need tags though, because it's going to be darker than that Canadian Gold, I'm sure. I don't think that's going to be enough. This thing's trying to dribble everywhere. It doesn't pour very well. I noticed that about this bottle. It pours messy. I don't know what's wrong with this bottle. Doggone it. Now, the Canadian Gold, I'm not going to have problems with that because it doesn't dribble. Every day I be dribbling. That basketball is like a basketball to me. Okay. Beautiful plastic cap, gold. Now, price. This is going to run you $19.49 at Total Wine and More. They have a bottle in stock right now in Metairie, Louisiana. But I got it for $9 at Walmart. $9. I paid more for the Canadian Gold than I paid for the Jameson. The 40 Creek. When I saw that for $9 on a closeout tag, it was no way I was passing it up. No way, no way. I mean, unless I wouldn't have had money, but I did, so I bought it. I'm going to have to pour more of the doggone 40 Creek, and it's going to dribble. Let's see if we can avoid that. Yeah, barely. Barely. So we're going to go with real price, not these crazy prices I get. So we're talking about $19.49 plus $9.99. Is it really going to be $8.50 better? Well, it might be. You hope. It's a more prominent product, but go back. Let's go back. The Barrel Select is their flagship, okay? But they also make these still on their Google Hangouts. But they don't. They have Foxheart whiskey, which I know nothing about. It's a more expensive. There's Copper Pot Reserve, which John and Ilya let me try. That's a really good one. 40 Creek Cream, so Canadian cream liqueur, like, you know, you got bourbon cream from Sazerac, Barton 1792 Distillery, bourbon cream, popular one. This is called their 40 Creek Cream. It's a Canadian whiskey cream, probably very nice. Spike, the heck is Spike? Spicy but subtly sweet whiskey. Oh, I get it. So they're trying to run honey spiced. They're trying to do like everybody else. Have a cream, a barrel, a bourbon cream, or a whiskey cream in this case, a fire, double barrel reserve. There's the 2020, can't speak, 2021 limited edition master's cut. But that's nice. Confederation Oak Reserve, Tap Room. They've been pushing that lately. Limited edition. 3 grain 20th anniversary. Nanaimo Bar Cream. Oh Canada Maple Liqueur. Looks like a maple syrup. Harry's Hurricane Spice Rum. Oh, they make a spice rum. The Forager Botanical Whiskey. Kind of like a gin type whiskey. Well, how you like that? They probably didn't have that expansive of a line until they got bought out because they didn't probably have the money to put out all that elaborate stuff. It probably helped them. Canadian Gold is from Laird Company, I told you. But let's look at other Canadian whiskeys they make. I'm not going to look at all their product lineup. It's so much. Whoops. Oh, they have. Come on. Their main thing is their apple brandy. That's their claim to fame. And I've never tried an apple brandy in my life, which is terrible, isn't it? Okay. West Indies rum. Forget rum. Okay. There's Maple Pecan Gold flavored whiskey. So that's a flavored Canadian whiskey. I've seen that, Maple Pecan Gold. I saw that at Savannah Discount. They had a good deal on it, but I didn't want to get another flavored product. They make, can't look at this. Let's see. Oh, okay. Well, that's it then. They have Canadian Gold. That's their Canadian blended whiskey. Okay, no problem. They have a whole bunch of American blended whiskeys and bourbons, straight bourbons, 100 proof bourbons, and 100 proof blended whiskey, like Four Queens, which I have. Not to mention tequila that they bring in, and rum, gin, and vodka of all sorts. I got to remember, burnt marshmallow or creme brulee, that is the 40 Creek. This one kind of smells like that, like corn, because these are mostly corn whiskeys, but they add rye, they add malt whiskey, perhaps, they add wheat whiskey, perhaps, but definitely corn, definitely rye. There's no actual requirement in Canadian whiskey. It just has to be Canadian grains, and it has to be distilled in Canada and aged in Canada for at least 3 years. It may contain flavoring up to 9.9%. Doesn't have to contain flavoring. Lots of sweet corn there too. Not so sweet. Sweet, not so sweet. So on aroma, I think this is 40 Creek, but I'm not sure. Actually, Canadian Gold was much better than I thought it was going to be. Because I paid $9.99. I said, what is this going to taste like? It could be scary, but it wasn't. And I saw, I was at Walmart today, actually, but I didn't look at it. It was the other day I looked at it. It was Canadian Limited. They still had that for $7.99. $7.99 a bottle, Canadian Limited. Okay, cheers. Yeah. Nut oil. It's like walnut oil or pecan oil or even almond. I'm not sure about that. Sweet corn, nectar, honey, a little bit of oak. Is that the 40 Creek? I'm not quite convinced yet, so let's go over here. Once I taste this, I should have it. Whew. All right. Oh, yeah. Much more nut oil, almond oil, fermented and distilled grains. Is it a bad flavor? It isn't a bad flavor. I think they're adding white rum to it. They're just giving it that. Can't say. They won't ever tell you. You'd never find out. They don't even say where it's distilled. We don't know. Diageo might have excess capacity and distill a lot of competitors' brands at their Manitoba distillery, for all I know. There's not, from what I understand, not that many distilleries in Canada. There's one in Windsor. I think the Black Velvet Distillery in Windsor. There's the one in Manitoba for Crown Royal. There's one in Alberta for Alberta Premium. That's 3. There's Sazerac's in, I think, Montreal. Sazerac, Canada, that's 4. There's like 5 or 6, but there's really not that many. And then there's a lot of contract distilling going on. There's 40 Creek, but it's small relative to the rest. Well, as output is, the production is not that big relative to like Crown Royal. Well, Crown Royal probably produces more whiskey in a year than all the rest put together. Yeah. That's it. Forty Creek. Now, yeah, I can tell by how dark it is. FC 40 Creek. So I got it right. I only got it wrong once so far. That was a shock, but oh well, Canadian Hunter did me in. Do I expect it to happen again? No. I don't think it will happen again. Is it $8.50 better than the Canadian Gold? Now, okay, first, if I had a choice between 40 Creek at $19.49 versus Crown Royal at $24, which one would I buy? I would buy it at 40 Creek and save $4.51. I hadn't lost anything. Crown Royal is fine, but 40 Creek isn't any worse. So now the next statement is, what would I do with 40 Creek? So we already know we buy the 40 Creek over the Crown Royal. So the next step is, would I buy 40 Creek at $19.49, or would I buy Canadian Gold at $9.99? I've never seen Canadian Gold sold anywhere in this parish. We don't have counties, we have parishes. But I see 40 Creek around, not real common, but like Walmart had it, you know what I'm saying? So see, the Canadian Gold has much more grain alcohol, ethanol. You can really taste that. Grain spirits, aged 3 years. It's not like American blended whiskey where they can mix in unaged grain spirits. I'd pay the extra $8.50 and get the 40 Creek. Now, what about Crown Royal at $24 versus 2 bottles of Canadian Gold for $19.98? Get 2 bottles for $19.98 versus 1 bottle of Crown Royal for $24. I think in that case, I'll go with the Canadian Gold. Is it as good? No. No, 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 no. You say, but now you, the viewer, might be saying, ain't nobody drinks Crown Royal neat anyhow. Most everybody drinks it either on ice at a minimum, or they mix it with Coke, Crown and Coke. If I was going to do that, which I would never do, but if I was going to do that, mix it with Coke, I'd definitely buy the Canadian Gold. Think I'm going to pay $24 for a bottle of whiskey so I could drown the taste in Coca-Cola, and you're still getting 80 proof. Canadian Gold is an inexpensive product. It's only aged 3 years, and Laird probably makes money selling it as an inexpensive product. I don't take issue with it. Wouldn't be my first pick by any stretch of the imagination, but certainly wouldn't be my last pick. And so I would recommend it if you can appreciate what you're dealing with. And I think most people can, because most people got enough sense, I guess. So I would recommend it if you realize what you're doing. Now, would I buy this over Canadian Limited, which is only $7.99 a bottle? I would probably buy the Canadian Limited, because it's not any worse. Is it worse? I don't know. It's not really worse. It's the same type of thing. You say, well, hold on. Why not just buy Caliber Canadian, which is $5.96 a bottle? So that's less than $6. 6 times 4 is 24. So now I can buy 4 bottles of Caliber Canadian for every 1 bottle of Crown Royal. Something to think about. And if you have heavy utilization of it, I think that would be the way to go. Well, at least you could try it out, see what you think. But I think Caliber Canadian, which is by no means exquisite, and it's in a plastic bottle, it has no cachet, no kind of presentability, really. But I think you could win. You could win with that. You could win. And why not go with go to Elio's and get go to Elio's and get the can't think of the name. Oh, James Fox. Go to Elio's and get James Fox for $4.16 a bottle. So you see you keep going down the ladder in price. So you go this much down the ladder in price. It's like here, go this much down the ladder in price. But you only went this far down in quality. So that's the interesting thing about Canadian whiskey. You can go way down in price, but you hardly lost any quality. Now, are there some Canadian whiskeys I don't care for? Yeah. And I'm thinking of one right now. We're going to tackle that one probably next Tuesday. I don't like it. I'm sorry. I just don't. I think it has a harsh and unpleasant flavor. But I'm going to be open-minded. You know, I'm going to try to be fair with it. But I just haven't had a good experience with it at all. And it's aged 12 years. 12 years, and I just haven't liked it. Every time I try it, I'm just like, ugh. But, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe this time it'll come through. And when I tell you what I paid for that handle, glass with real cork, 12-year age Canadian whiskey, what I paid for is almost unbelievable. What's coming up after Canadian whiskey? We got Irish whiskey coming up. Irish whiskey. Jameson Irish whiskey introduced in 1780. Yes. I mean, this will run you $23. I guess I paid about $22, $21. I think I got it for $21.99. Total Wine had a decent little price. This is the most popular Irish whiskey in the world. It's not the greatest because, you know, it's just a standard product. It's never going to be the greatest. The greatest is the $300 bottles, the $400 bottles. But, yeah, John Jameson Irish whiskey. Middleton Distillery, Middleton County, Cork, Ireland. Cork, Ireland. Yeah. I had this 6 years ago. It's been 6 years almost since I've had it. 2016. I think it's going to do fine. It's not going to like be the greatest thing, but it's going to do all right. They got 2 anchors for the sea, a sailing ship, because Ireland is an island in the ocean. A star, I guess, because they follow the stars. 1780. That's during the American Revolution, before the war was over, for the Battle of Yorktown. All right, but anyway, that's going to be an interesting series. Won't be a long series because I don't have a lot of Irish whiskeys. I got Bushmills Original, got Bushmills Black Bush, Bushmills Red Bush. I got Paddy's. Jameson, that's 5. Teelings and Tullamore DEW. That's 7. I think that's all I've got. Is Jameson going to win all those contests? I don't believe, but I don't think it's going to lose them all either. Panthers rule says anything that comes in glass will always be fancy to me. Yeah. I'm kind of like that too with my 42-ounce bottles of Steel Reserve 211 6% in my Old English 800. John and Neely, cheers, guys. Okay. Cheers to you. And I appreciate you watching, and I appreciate everybody watching. So the final outcome, I hope John and Neely is enjoying that cold weather. The final outcome, I'm not sure. Okay, 40 Creek is better. It's better. We went through the whole price thing and all of that. It's a better product, but it's not way better. Blatz. I did review Blatz years ago. I can't get it here. If I could get it, I would review it again. I'd do a revisit, but we can't get that. All right. Thanks, everybody.